The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 2, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on November 2nd, 1974, in Bombay, India.
Nahi asab varsmana pungsang varimna sarvajogina Vishito sutadevasya bhuri tilpanti me asava. So, we have been discussing about the incarnation of Kapil Dev, Devahati Putra Kapil Dev, the propounder of Sankhya Yoga. So in the previous verse, he has been explained as Bhagavan Atmamaya. Bhagavan, Bhaga means opulence, and Van means one who possesses, Bhagavatsal. In Sanskrit, when the meaning is one possesses, then these pratyayas are used, both pratyaya, mat pratyaya. So, the real word is Bhagavat Sabda, and the first word is Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan means opulence. So, all the opulences are there in Bhagavan. It is said in the Vedas, Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko jo Bahunam Vidadati Kama. What is that? Bhagavan's opulences. This is Eko jo Bahunam Vidadati Kama. Bhagavan, singular number. And Nitya Nityanam and Nityanam, plural number. So these jivas, we are plural number. Jiva bhaga savidnya sa anantaya kalpate. How many jivas are there? There is no limit. Nobody can count. Ananta. Ananta means you cannot get the limit. There are so many millions or so many thousands. No. You cannot count. So all these jivas, we, living entities, we are being maintained by that one. This is basic information. Eko jo bahunam vidudati kam. Just like we maintain our family. One man is earning and he is maintaining his family, wife, children, servants, dependents, workers, so many. Similarly, that one, Bhagavan, is maintaining all the living entities. You do not know how many there are. In Africa there are millions of elephants. They are also eating 40 kg at one time. So that they are also being maintained. And the small ant, that is also being maintained. There are 8,400,000 forms of different bodies. Who is maintaining them? Maintaining Bhagavan, that Eka. Eka jo bahunam vidhatikam. This is a fact. So why he will not maintain us? Especially those who are devotees, who have taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, leaving aside everything, simply for His service. Just like in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have got more than 100 centers, and one center we are just reading from the statement of Navabharat Times, how they are well managed but we have no business. We have no source of income. That is the only source of income, Krishna's shelter. Samasita ji padavallabam prabhu. Therefore Shastra says that you take shelter of Krishna. Krishna comes also to say the same truth. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. He never said that you do this and do that, then I shall give you for your maintenance. No. Aham tva sarva papi bhavokkhosya. Not only I shall give maintenance, but I shall protect you from the resultant action of sinful life. So much assurance is there. So, Shastra also says, Tasyaiva hetu prajateta kovida nalabhate jad bhramatam uparajada. Tasyaiva heta prajateta kovida. Kovida means intelligent. Very intelligent person. So what should he try for? Tasyaiva heta. To get shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Human life should only endeavor how to get in touch of the lotus feet of Krishna. That should be the only one business. Tasyaiva heta prajateta kovida nalabhate jad brahmacham uparajadha. Let them see them. Uparajadha. Upari adha. Upari means higher planetary system. There are 7 planetary systems. This is in the middle. We are in the bhulo. Those who are chanting Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur Bhuvasat Tatsavitu Varannam Bhargadhivasa Dhimai. So, there are 14 planetary systems within one universe. So, we living entities, we are wandering in different types of forms of body and in different planets. That we are, according to our karma, sometime down, sometime up. In this way we are wandering. That Shastra says, you are wandering in this way. Your business is how to become materially happy, how to satisfy your senses. But don't do that. Don't do that. Then what shall I do? Tasyaiva hetu. How to understand Krishna? For that purpose you should endeavor. Then how shall I eat? No. That eating and sleeping, the business of the body, that is already arranged. That is already arranged. You don't have to work for it. Kalena sarvatra gaviranam tallabhati dukkha badannakas sukham. Our endeavor is to achieve happiness. That is our struggle for existence. Shastra says, tallabhati dukkhavat. Dukkhavat means, just like we don't want anything unhappy or miserable condition of life. But you get it. You don't endeavor it for it. Nobody says, let there be fire in my house, let my child die. Nobody aspires these things. Everyone thinks that my child may live, there may not be any danger, I get so much money. Nobody thinks of the opposite. But the opposite number comes. The catastrophes come. You don't pray for it. You don't go to the temple for praying, my Lord, let there be fire in my house. Nobody goes. He goes for something better. The Shastra says that which you do not pray for, still it comes. Dukkhavat. without your invitation. Similarly, whatever happiness you will have to enjoy, that will also come. Tallabhati dukkha vadannatu sukham. Therefore, the conclusion is that don't try for your so-called happiness or so-called distress. Try to achieve that position where you can understand Krishna and get shelter at his lotus feet. This is humanity. Tasyaiva hi ta prajati ta kovida nalabhate jad bhramatam uparjata. Upari adha. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Rupa Goswami, এই রূপে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোন ভাগ্যবান যে গুরু কৃষ্ণ কৃপায় পায় ভক্তিলতা বীজ. We are wandering in this way, up and down. ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে. ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোন ভাগ্যবান, if one is fortunate, he can get the information of devotional service to Krishna. He gets this information. So, this assembly, this Krishna consciousness movement is an attempt to make people fortunate, from the unfortunate position to become fortunate. Everyone is unfortunate. At least in this age. Manda sumanda mandayo, sumanda matayo, manda bhagya. Now see, everyone, everywhere, there is simply problem. There is simply problem. One problem in one country, another problem in another country. There is strike, there is government, there is even the president, and he is also has to meet so many problems. At the end he has to be dragged down. Now he is going to die in the hospital. What to speak of others? The problem. Only problem. Therefore everyone is unfortunate. This is the conclusion. You may think that I am very fortunate. President Nixon was thinking, I am very fortunate. I have become the President of the United States. But now he is realizing I am the most unfortunate. This is for everyone. Don't think that only the culprit is President Nixon and I am very safe. There is a Bengali proverb, Bhute pore gobor hase. Gobor means cow dung and Bhute means what is called in English, the dry cow dung. The dry cow dung is used for fuel. So when the dry cow dung is being burned into the oven, the soft cow dung is laughing. Oh, you are being burned, I am in safe side. He does not know that when he will be dry, he will be put into the fire. So we are laughing that President Nixon is in trouble. I am very safe. I have got so much bank balance. No, nobody is safe. They as like the same cow dung soft. When it will be dried up, it will be put into the fire. And that dryness will come to everyone. That is a fact. What is that? Death. You may be saved at the present for a few years, but you cannot avoid death, as sure as death. And what is the result of death? The same. As the president is taken out from his position, everything, all honor, all money, all even life. Similarly, at the time of death, Krishna says, Mrityu sarva harascha aham. I come as death and plunder everything, whatever you have got. Your bank balance, your skyscraper building, your nice wife, your children, you have to give up. You cannot say, my dear death, kindly give me some time, let me adjust. No adjustment immediately. Get out. So, foolish people, they do not know what is the miserable condition of this material life. Therefore Krishna said, real knowledge is janma mrityu jara vyadhi, to know that however great I may be, these four principles of miserable condition of life, there are. It is existing in the Brahma Loka, in the Patal Loka, everywhere. Sarvat. Gavira Ranghasa. Jalla tallabhati dukkha badannata sukham kalena sarvatra gavira ranghasa. In the due course of time. This is the most wonderful thing. That was questioned by Dharmaraj to Maharaj Yudhishthira. What is the most wonderful thing in this world? He said, ahani gachanti jamamandiram. Every moment so many people are dying. Shesha sthitam icchanti kim ascharjam matapparam. But those who are living, he thinks that my friend has died, but I will live forever. No, the same thing. The soft cow dung will be dried up at the same condition. So, Bhagavan is not like that person. Therefore it is said, Bhagavan Atmaya. When Bhagavan, we come here to stay for some days, say 50 years or 100 years, enjoy or suffer life. But Bhagavan does not come for that purpose. Namang karmani nimpanti. That is stated in the previous verse. And the second verse, it is further. Nahi jassa varmana. Nobody is greater than him. Bhagavan means, the person, nobody is greater than him. And nobody is equal to him. That is Bhagavan. Everyone is lower. The Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arshabhrita. Arshabhrita. Only one master is Krishna. And others, beginning from Brahma, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Indra, Chandra, all these demigods, there are hundreds and thousands, 33 million demigods. And then these Naraloka, there are so many rich men, Rockefeller, Ford, Birla and others. They are all bhrittas, all servants. When Krishna will order, my dear Mr. Satan says, now give up your place, go away. Finish. So therefore they are all servants. This is the position beginning from Brahma down to the end. Jastindra gopa mathavendra maho sakarma bandhanurupa phalabhajanvatanati karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhaja govindamadi purusham tamaham bhaja. Everyone is enjoying or suffering the sequence of his karma. Just to gopa, Indra Gop, a small insect. Its name is Indra Gop. Beginning from this Indra up to that Indra, the king of heaven. Everyone is enjoying and suffering about his karma. Jastindra gopa matavendra moho sakarma. Sakarma, one's own activities, we are creating. We are creating our next body in this life. As we have got this life as the resultant action of my past karma, similarly I am creating another body after death on account of my present karma. This is going on. So, we should work in such a way that we may not get another body next life. That is wanted. That is wanted. And how it can be done? It can be done very easily. What is that? simply try to understand Krishna. Simply try to understand Krishna. This is the simple method. Janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattata, tatta deham punarjanma neti mameti. Very simple. And to understand Krishna is very difficult. Yes, it is very difficult. But it is very easy also. How? Now, Krishna says, Bhakta mam abhijanati. If you become devotee of Krishna, then you understand Krishna very easily. Krishna does not say, by jnana, by karma, by yoga, you can understand him. No, that is not possible. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. It is stated here that Varishna sarva yogina. There are many different varieties of yogi, and he is the greatest yogi. Therefore, he is known as Yogeshwara, Jatta Yogeshwara Hari. See, he is far, far above all yogic processes. The yogis, they can show you some magic. The yogi can walk over the water. There are so many, Hanuman, Bhima, Siddhi. But see, Krishna's yogic mystic power, that big planets, they are floating in the air. Can you do that? Can you float in a small piece of stone floating in the air? Let's see, therefore it is said here, Varishna sarva yogina. What yogis can? These ordinary yogis can show. Of course, we are foolish person. If some yogi shows some mystic power, a little gold he can manufacture, we accept him as God. But we forget the real yogi who has created millions of gold mines floating in the air. So, we Krishna conscious person, we are not so fool that we shall accept this kind of yogi bhava. We want the foremost yogi. But Varishna, Sarva Yogi, that Krishna, Yogeshwar, we accept him as the Supreme Personality of God. Because why? Now, because we are trying to become devotee. And Krishna says, Bhakta mam abhijanati javan jaschami tattata tato mam gyatya tattata. That the verse. So, very simple process. First thing is, the problem of life is how to conquer our death. We are now accepting death as compulsory. No, death is not compulsory. Just like to be put into the prison house is not compulsory. It is due to my work. Because I have become criminal, therefore I am put into the jail. It is not compulsory that everyone has to go to the jail. So similarly, we living entities, our proper place is the Vaikuntha Loka. If you accept Bhagavad Gita as it is, then after giving up this body, tapta deham punarjamane, no more birth and death. You get your spiritual body, Sachidananda Vigraha, and happily live in the family of Krishna, because he is also providing you here, and there also he will provide you with very nice preparation, as you have learned from these, Navbharat times, how our people are eating preparations from milk very nicely. So, back to home, back to Godhead, and eat, drink, and be merry in Krishna's company. That is all. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 5, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on November 5th, 1974, in Bombay, India.
Pitari prasthite aranyam matu priya chikilshaya tasmain bindu sare vase bhagavan ko vilakila. So, father what is the name? Kardam Muni. Kardam Muni left home. So, Kardam Muni was a great yogi. So, he was not interested in family life. But once he desired, let me marry. So, Vaivasvatamano, he brought his daughter Devahati, and she was married with Kapila, Kardam Muni. So Kardam Muni, the wife, a king's daughter, but she was serving the husband, and the yogi in a cottage he was living, and she was king's daughter, princess. So working, she became very skinny. So Kardam Muni took passion upon her that this girl has come to me. She is not in a comfortable position. So by his yogic power, he created big palatial house, many servants, maid servants, garden, everything. Not only that, and Kardam Muni created one airship. It was just like a small city. The modern airship, they have prepared 747, can carry about 500 passengers, of course, very big. But Kardam Muni created an airship just like a small city. In that airship there was nice lake and palaces and garden, and not only that, the airship traveled all over the universe. They could not make any airship to go to the moon planet, but Kardam Muni, by his yogic power, he created an airship which could go to all the planets. This is yogic power. Anima, Laghima, Prapti, all kinds of siddhi, material siddhi. Whatever he likes he can do. That is yoga siddhi. Not simply pressing the nose and making some gymnastics. One must gain the yogic siddhi. By the siddha yogi, he can do everything he likes. He can become smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. Whatever he likes he can get immediately in hand. Wherever he likes he can go. That is yoga siddhi. So this Kardam Muni was a siddha yogi, and his wife Devahati. So he had 9 daughters, and they were all distributed to the Prajapatis, just like Dakha Maharaj, Prajapati, and there are many others. And the only son was this Kapil there. He is incarnation of God, Krishna. And he is one of the Mahajan. Mahajan means authority. There are 12 authorities according to Vedic Shastra. One of them is this Kapila. Shambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kapila, Kumara, Manu. Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali Vaiyasaki, Bhayam. This is a statement of Jamaraj. Jamaraj is also one of the authorities. So, Shambhu means Brahma. And Shambhu, Narad Muni, he is also authority. And Shambhu, Lord Shiva, he is authority. Similarly, Kapila Dev, he is also authority. This authority should be followed. If we want to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and if we want to understand what is the purpose of religious life, then we have to follow this Mahajana. Mahajana dina gatasya pantha dharmasya tattva nihitam guhayam Mahajana gatasya pantha dharmasya tattva. The dharmasya tattva is explained by the Dharma Setu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamikam Saranam. That is actually Dharma. And all these Mahajans, Shambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kapila, they also follow the same principle. That we cannot understand very easily what is the truth of religious system, but if we follow this Mahajan, then we can understand. So that Kapil Muni is explaining to his mother the glories of devotional service. So if we follow him, then you also get informed what is the truth of devotional service. Mahajana Jina Gatasya Pantha. Here another feature is that Pitari Prasthiti Aranye. It is the system of Varnashram Dharma. Panchasuddhi Vanam Brajate. One who has passed over 50 years of age, he must leave home and go to the forest and completely devote his life for spiritual realization. That is the system, Varnashram. The name Hindu is a foreign name given by the Muslims on the other side of the ocean. They used to say the inhabitants of this part of the world as Hindu. Actually, you won't find this word Hindu in any Vedic literature. The Vedic literature, you'll find Varnashram. Civilized human being means who are following strictly the Varnashram institution. 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. So, 4 Varnas means Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra, and 4 Ashrama means Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So for Brahmana, the 4 ashramas should be followed. Brahmana should become a child born in Brahman family and trained up nicely as Brahmachari. Then he becomes a Grihastha. Then he gives up the home. That is called Vanaprastha. And after that, he takes sannyas at home. Therefore, it is said, that pitari prastute aranyam matu piyati girisaya. Now it is the duty of the son. Woman should be under the protection. In the Manu Samhita it is said that woman should not be given freedom. Nastyam satantata harati. They cannot properly utilize freedom. It is better to remain dependent. That is very good. Independent woman cannot be happy. That's a fact. We have seen in the Western countries, in the name of independence, so many women are unhappy. So that is not recommended in the Vedic civilization or the Varnashram dharma. So therefore, the mother Devahati was given under the charge of his grown-up son, Kapil Dev. And Kapil Dev was fully cognizant that he has to take care of his mother. And therefore, matur piyati kirisaya. It is the duty of the father to protect the girl very nicely. Women are very delicate, they should be given. So, during childhood, until she attains, youthhood, puberty, the girl is under the protection of the father. Still in India, the father takes care of the girl until she is married to a suitable boy. The father takes, and then the young husband takes care of the young girl, wife, and then some children are born and then grown up. Suppose a man marries at the age of, that is the highest. A boy is married not later than 25 years, and a girl is not married not later than 16 years. That is the system. So a 16-year girl and 25-year boy, if the child is born, then when the man is 50 years old, the child becomes 25 years old, so he can take charge. So taking this calculation, even Kapil Dev was 25 years old, he was quite able to take charge of his mother, Devavati. So, he knew that father left my mother in my charge, and therefore I must take charge of my mother and keep her always pleased. Matu priya chikitsa. The boy is not irresponsible. He is always ready to please his mother. Here we are given these pictures in this Bhagavatam. Here Kapil Dev in a brahmachari dress, and mother is taking lesson from the son. Now sometimes it is how the mother will take lesson from the son. That is the prerogative of the male. Stree, in the Bhagavad Gita it is also said, Mam hipatha vipasritya jeepishu papajonaya sriya sriya sudra tatha vaishya. A woman is considered in the level of Shudra. Although a woman is married with a Brahmin, the woman is not offered the sacred thread. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it is also accepted like that by the Supreme Person. Striya Vaishyas Tatha Sutra. In another place, it is said that Mahabharata was compiled by Vyasadeva, because the direct Vedic knowledge is not understandable. Sri Shudra Dvijabandhunam Trina Shruti Gocha. Tri means Vedic literature. They cannot understand. Sri Shudra Dvijabandhunam. Woman and the Shudras and Dvijabandhu. Dvijabandhu means born in a Brahmin family but not qualified as Brahmin. They are called not Brahmin. They are called Dvijabandhu. So this Mahabharata was made by Vyasadeva for these three Shudra Dvijabandhuna. Therefore Mahabharata is called fifth Vedas. There are four Vedas, Sam, Juhu, Rik, Atharva, and Mahabharata is the fifth Veda. And the essence of Vedic knowledge is given within the Mahabharata, this Bhagavad Gita. So, although woman is inferior than the man, still the Vedic civilization is so perfect that the man, as father, as husband, and as son, takes care, full care of the woman. This is Vedic civilization. Therefore it is said that Matut Priya Chikitsa. The son was ready always to see that mother is not unhappy. My father has gone away, so she may not feel the absence of my father. This very word is very significant. Matut Priya Chikitsa. She was always ready to take care of mother, and the best care is to give her knowledge. Because women are supposed to be less intelligent, therefore they should be given knowledge. And they should also follow. They should follow the father's instruction, they should follow the husband's instruction, they should follow Guruna, learned scholar like Kapil Dev. Then their life is perfect. Remain dependent. Tasmin Bindu Saravari Avasit. They lived there in the Bindu, on the bank of the Bindu Saravar lake. Avasit Bhagavan Kapil. Now Kapil Dev is Bhagavan. There is another Kapil Dev, Kapil Rishi. He is atheist. But here this Kapil Dev is authority and Bhagavan, incarnation of Krishna, Bhagavan, most powerful. Bhagavan means most powerful, all powerful. Vaishajyasya samagrasya bijyasya jasasya sriya jnana vairagyayasya saraiti bhagangana. Bhagavan, all powerful means that Vaishajyasya, all opulence, all wealth, all reputation, all knowledge, all beauty, all renunciation, in this way Bhagavan is opulent, six opulences. And these six opulences is fully represented in Krishna. Therefore Krishna is accepted, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And others, their expansion or incarnation, Vishnu Tattva. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Goswamis have analyzed the characteristics of Bhagavan. The first Bhagavan is Lord Brahma. First Bhagavan is Krishna. But the Bhagavan realization, the opulences realization begins from Lord Brahma. He is Jiva Tattva. Jiva Tattva means he is ordinary living being like us. If you become powerful in spiritual strength, then you can also have the post of Lord Brahma. And better than Lord Brahma is Lord Shiva. And better than Lord Shiva is Vishnu or Lord Narayan. And the best of all of them is Krishna. Krishna Sru Bhagavan Sayam. That is the analysis of the Vedic.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, text number 14, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on November 14th, 1974, in Bombay, India.
Tamimam te parakshani jamo vacham puranate rishinam srutukamanam yogam sarvang naipam. So, Kapil previous verse, he said that yoga adhyatmika pungsang jato nitya. The supreme yoga system is adhyatmika, or pertaining to the soul. So, people like this kind of yoga, but real yoga is adhyatmika. Adhyatmika means to awaken the soul to his proper position. That is real yoga. So that is not a manufactured novel concoction. That is Purana. As the soul is Purana, Shasvata Purana, similarly his business is also Shasvata Purana. That business is to reconnect his lost relationship with Krishna. So Kapil Dev said that the same yoga system which I previously spoke to the great rishis, who are very eager to hear. Rishinam Srutukamana. This is one of the qualifications for spiritual advancement. One must be eager to hear, because the spiritual life begins by hearing. Atasya Krishna namadi nabhave graham indriyai sevan mukhehi jivhado swayameva spurata. This is the statement of Shastra, that with these blunt material senses, it is not possible to appreciate or to understand Sri Krishna Namadi. Krishna, his name, his form, his quality, his pastimes, his paraphernalia, his abode, so many things. Krishna is not alone, but Krishna begins from the name. Then there is form. Generally, for the beginners, neophytes, these two things are essential. To hear the name, to hear the qualities and see the form of the Lord, to offer worship. That is the instruction of Krishna personally. Manmana bhava madbhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru. So, here Bhagavan Krishna is present. Even a child comes and offers his respect, it is taken into account. Here is a devotee. He does not know anything. Simply by seeing the chanting and dancing, he will see practically. Even a small child, he dances, he claps, he enjoys, he takes part. So, the temple means to give chance to everyone, even to the child, to advance one step to Krishna consciousness. One step. Salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mohato bhaya. Even little is accepted and is done, it becomes into account. Just like if you deposit even 2 annas in the bank, it is kept on your account, it will increase with interest. Similarly, devotional service, even done very little, it is not lost. It is not lost. In the Shastra it is said that even it is lost, not lost. Suppose some reason a man comes and joins this Krishna consciousness movement, and in the middle he falls down. He does not make further progress because he falls down. But whatever he has done, that is permanent credit. That will never be lost. Even he stops, then from that point again he will begin as soon as there will be chance. But whatever he has done, that is a permanent credit. That is the instruction of Shastra. Therefore, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Suchinang simatangehe yoga bhrashta sanjayati. Yoga bhrashta. Bhrashta means he was executing devotional service, but somewhere or other, being allured by Maya or some other causes, even if he falls down, so that credit is there. Therefore he has to begin next life. He is given chance, next life. What is that? Suchinang simatangehe. He takes birth in 2 families. What is that? Suchinang. Suchinang means Brahman. Suchi. Suchi means Brahman. All is clean and pure. Therefore they are called Suchi. And Muchi. Muchi means cobbler. Just the end. That is the lowest and this is the highest. Suchi and Muchi. There is a Bengali poetry. Suchi hoye muchi ho, jadi Krishna tyaje. Muchi hoye Suchi ho, jadi Krishna bhaje. If somebody takes to Krishna consciousness, even born in the family of cobbler, Muchi, he becomes Suchi. He becomes more than a Brahmin. And Muchi hoye Suchi ho. If one is born in the family of a Brahman, but if he gives up Krishna consciousness, then he becomes a Muchi. So, a devotee, whoever he may be, for everyone, the path of devotion is open. Mang hi patha vyapasritya jepishu papajona. Krishna says personally. It doesn't matter. Papajoni, low-grade family. Papajona. If he takes shelter of Krishna, Striyavasya satha sudra, Stri vijanti parangati. And Sukadeva Goswami says, Kirata hunanda pulinda pukkasa, abhira samba, javana khasada. Jenne cha papa, jay anne cha papa, jad upasraya sraya, siddhanti. Krishna consciousness is so nice. It is all-embracing. There are many. Taktya sadharmam charanam bhajam hari. Patet tato jadi bhajannaka kotha. Taktya sadharmam. Sadharmam means everyone has got his occupational duty. Sadharma. Generally we consider Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra. They have got their sadharma. Brahman has got his duties, Kshatriya has got his duty. Chaturvarnamaya system, guna karma vibhaga. So, sadharma means, suppose one gives as his occupational duty and takes to Krishna consciousness. Taktya sadharmam. Charanambujam Hare, and takes to the shelter of Krishna. But bhajan apak could not mature his devotional service. Bhajan apakotha patet tato jadi, and it falls down. This is narrow statement. So he says, what is the loss? Even if he falls down, by sentiment he comes to Krishna consciousness, and even if he falls down, still where is the loss? And contrary to this, a man who is performing very perfectly his sadhana, but has no Krishna consciousness, then what is the gain? There is no gain. So, that yoga system, Adhyatmika, is being explained by Kapil there. That you will never fall down. Permanent, fixed up position. Once begun, it will continue. Even if you fall down, then you are given chance again. What is that? Suchinang simatangehi yoga bhrashta sanjaya. Very nice family. Brahman family. Brahman family means Vaishnava family. Brahman Vaishnava. Brahman Pandit. Brahman means he must be learned and he must be a Vaishnava. Om Tad Vishnu Param Padam Sada Pasyanti Sura. Vishnu. Therefore in every Brahman house there is Vishnu Puja, Vishnu Shalagram. Still, from descent, generation, it is coming down. Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, they are supposed to worship Lord Vishnu. Not only Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra also. Varnasama charavata purushena parapama Vishnu aradhate. This is statement of Vishnu Purana. Varnasama, the execution of duty in the institution of Varna and Ashram, 4 Varnas and 4 Ashram. What is the meaning? The meaning is Vishnu aradhate. Vishnu becomes very pleased. That is Varnasama. If you execute as a Pakka Brahman, that means Vishnu will be pleased. If you execute your duties as a perfect Kshatriya, then Vishnu will be pleased. If you execute your duty as a perfect Vaishya, then Vishnu will be pleased. And if you execute your duties as a perfect Shudra, Vishnu will be pleased. The purpose is to please Vishnu. Therefore, nati vidu. The purpose they do not know, they have forgotten. Not now. This is the nature of this material world. Nati vidu sarthagating, to please Vishnu. Vishnu means Krishna. Krishna means Vishnu. Vishnu is expansion of Krishna. So, Krishna has millions of forms, as Vishnu, Narayan and others also. Advaita Achyate Anadi Ananta Rupam. Ananta Rupam. Adyam Purana Purusam Navajauvanam. So, Vishnu aradhati pumsa nannat tattvosa karanam. There is no other alternative to please him. Therefore, Varnasam Dharma is very important. That is the beginning of perfect human civilization. But we have lost everything. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is also Vishnu, Krishna himself, just to give relief to this rotten or forgotten conditioned souls of this age, Kali Yuga. He has given this one mantra, which is called Maha Mantra. What is that? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gopivam. It is no longer possible to revive the perfect system, Varnasam. Although we are trying to revive, it is not possible. It is very difficult. People are so fallen. Mandas mandamatayo mandabhagya. Yubadrita. They are so disturbed. Mandabhagya, unfortunate. And upadrita, always disturbed. Especially anavristi, durvikha and karopirita. The people of Kali Yuga will be very much, harassed by these three things. There will be no rainfall. And there will be no rainfall, and there will be food scarcity and taxation by government. Income tax. Income tax is to plunder. If you have got some money, this is the means. So this is all stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. People will be so much harassed that achinna daradravina gachanti girikanam. They will be disgusted so much, they will give up their family all of a sudden. Daradravina. Dara means wife, children, and bank balance, everything. Let them go to. Recently we had seen one big industrial, he's committed suicide. So people will do that. They will be so much harassed. This is Kali Yuga. So in this position of harassment, how the peaceful varnashram can be divided? It is very difficult. It is almost impossible. Therefore, this system should be taken. What is this system? Sankirtanai jaggai jajanti sumedasa. Those who have got brain, they will worship Vishnu. Jagga means to satisfy Vishnu. Jaggai sankirtanai prai. Vishnu aradhate punsha nannat tattva. Whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. Therefore Vishnu comes himself, Krishna. Vishnu comes himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and teaches. There is no difference between Vishnu's teachings. Other bogus teachers, they can teach something else. But Vishnu's teaching, just like Krishna. What about Krishna? Of course, Krishna incarnation was after Kapil's incarnation. Before that, there were other Vishnu incarnations. So here it is said, Tamimam te purvakshami jam bochang pura anaghe pura, formally. I am not manufacturing. Nowadays it has become a fashion to manufacture a new system of religion. It is not that. It is not new, old, pura. Krishna also says that imang vivassati yugam pratmanaham abhyam vivasyan manove prahu manu ikha gave pravi evang parampara praptam imang rajasaya vidu. And I am speaking that very yoga system again to you. So this is real incarnation. They will not say anything which was not spoken before. The same thing. Yoga nasta panthava, that yoga has been lost. Therefore, my dear Arjuna, I am repeating the same yoga system unto you. Why to me? Why not to others? Bhaktosi, because you are my dear friend. Priyosi, you are my dear friend. Because without being bhakta, nobody will understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not possible. Bhagavad Gita means to understand Krishna. So, everything is explained there. That is on the bhakti line, not in any other line. Therefore Krishna says at the end, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. If anyone wants to understand Krishna and one's relationship with Krishna, then one must take to this process of bhakti yoga. That is Sankha yoga. That will be explained by Kapil there. Bhakti yoga means Sankha yoga. Now, here it is said, Tamimam te pravakshami jam abhutam pura anaghe. Addressing mother, anaghe, anagha, means one who has no sinful reaction in life. that is called anava. Agha means pap, sin, and ana means without. Therefore, nobody can understand Krishna consciousness unless he is free from all sinful life. Jesham tu anta gotang papam jananam punya karmanam te dandamaho nirmukta bhajanti magdirabrata. One can stick to Krishna consciousness when one is completely free from all sinful reaction of.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 15, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on November 15th, 1974, in Bombay, India.
Cheta khallasya bandhaya muktaye chatmano matam guneshu saktang bandhaya ratang vapumsu mukta. Two words, bandhan, bondage, and mukti, liberation. So, people in ignorance, dull-headed, mudha, they do not know what is mukti and what is bandhan, what is liberation and what is bondage. They do not know. Just like animal. The animal, he does not know, the dog, that I am bound up in this dog's body. This is bondage. This is not my life. He does not know. Similarly, a human being, if he does not know what is bondage and liberation, then he is animal. From animal life, this human life is evolved for understanding this, what is mukti and what is liberation. So mukti and liberation, if you keep your consciousness materially affected, guneshu saktam, material world means the three qualities, three guna, gunamayi. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, gunamayi, mamo maya, mami vaja prabhadanti maya me tankam, trivi gunamayi bhavoi. We are being conducted in this material world by three gunas, satagun, rajagun, tamagun. Out of these three gunas, the satagun is the best. Knowledge, the qualification of Brahman. Satta, sama, dama, titikha, arjava, jnanam, vijnanam, astikam, brahma karma svabhavajam. One who has developed satagun, then the following qualification will be found in him. He will be truthful and control of the mind, of the senses, satta, sama, dhamma, titikha, tolerant, arjava, simplicity, jnanam, full knowledge, vijnanam, practical application of knowledge in life, astikam to have full faith in the authority of the Vedas. That is called astikam. Astikam and nastikam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained what is nastikam and what is astikam. According to Vedic understanding, anyone who does not believe in the Vedas, he is called Nastik. Just like Buddha philosopher, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ved na maniya bodha hoila Nastik. Ved, Lord Buddha, he defied Vedic authority. His mission was different. He wanted to stop animal killing. Sadaya Ridaya Darsita Pasu Ghata. The Supreme Lord became so much afflicted by terribly people being attached to killing animals, as they are now doing also. So he was compassionate to stop animal killing and the so-called sacrifice. But in the Vedic sacrifices, in some cases there is recommendation of animal killing. That animal killing does not mean killing the animal and eat. No. It was a test. An old animal was put into the sacrificial fire and the animal would come in new body, young. That is animal. But to test the Vedic mantra, whether it is properly chanted, then the result will be that if you put one old body, it will come new body. So, such kind of Brahmana is not available in this age, Kali Yuga. Jagdik Brahmana. By mantra they would ignite fire. Fire was not required matches by mantra. Simply by mantra, the old body of an animal will turn to be young. But because the Jagdik Brahman cannot do that, there is no yajna, not possible. Therefore, these kind of yajnas are prohibited in this Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the only one yajna is this Sankirtanam. Jaggai Sankirtanai Prayai Jajanti Sumedas. Those who are intelligent persons, they know this kind of yajna will not be successful. Because people do not know, they cannot chant the mantras rightly, neither there is facility, so many things. Therefore, in this age, dull age, the only concession is to perform Sankirtana Jagga. Jaggai Sankirtana. And Jagga means to worship the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. Jaggai. Varnasramacharvata Purushena Parapuma. Vishnu Aradhate. The real purpose is to worship Lord Vishnu. Nanna Tattva Sudha. Therefore, performance of Jagga is required. So this Jagga, in this age, Kali Yuga, is chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Jaggai Sankirtanai. Congregation as we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. This is performance of Jagga. So, by performance of this Jagga, the result will be the Cheta Darpana Marjanam. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheta Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyabadhu Jivanam Anandambudi Vardhanam Pratibadam Purnam Mritaswadanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. By chanting Lord Krishna's name, that is also confirmed in the Shastra, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, by Sukadeva Goswami. There are so many faults in this age. Some of them are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, as I was describing yesterday, that Durbhikha, Anavishti Durbhikha Karapirita, Akipta, Achinna Daradravina Gachanti Girikana. The Kali Yuga will be so much disturbing that people will be harassed, especially by three things. Anavishti, there will be practically no rainfall. It is stated that there will be clouds in the sky. When there is no rainfall, people will be hankering after, just like sometimes we hanker after rain in some season, looking after when the rainfall will come. The people will be disappointed. There will be cloud, there will be thundering, bold, but there will be no rain. This time will be like Anavishti. Anavishti and Durvikha. And if there is Anavishti, scarcity of rain, certainly there will be no food grain production, as it is now we are feeling. Food grain production, 8 rupees kilo rice. No, why? The food grain is shortage. Anavishti, Durbhikha and Karapirita. And people will be harassed by government taxation. Karapirita. Government will, Dasya Dharma bhi. It is said, the government means a gang of rogues and thieves. That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. They plunder. The rogues and thieves, they seek opportunity secretly. The government by law, they will plunder. And still they will go on as big minister. This is all stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The people will be so harassed in this age that out of disgust they will give up their family life. Achinna Daradravina, Gachanti Girikana. Shikarameva udbahe. There will be no marriage. This is also Vedic culture. To get married. But there will be no marriage. One woman, one man will live together by agreement. And as soon as the agreement is finished, they will separate. That is now very prominent in Western countries. Shikarameva yudva. There is no such thing. Just like the father of the girl, they will find out a suitable boy. And the father of the girl, they will also find out. The horoscope, formerly these things were very current. Without there is, coincidence of the horoscope, that this boy and this girl would live very happily by horoscopic calculation. Then marriage would not take place. Then the family consideration, whether the boy is coming from suitable family or the girl is coming from so many things were there. Then marriage would take. But that kind of marriage is practically already stopped. Here, at the present moment, means simply agreement. I like him, you like me, that's all. Let us live together. Shikarameva hi udbahe. Dampatya ratimeva hi. Husband and wife's relationship means sex. There is no other purpose. As soon as there is some difficulty in sex enjoyment, they will be separate. These are all mentioned. Lavannam kesadharam. Now, in the Western countries here also, they are keeping long hair. And that will be beauty. Lavannam kesadharam. Lavannam means luster of the body. The people will think, if I keep long hair, then I have become very beautiful. The hippies, you see, long beard, long hair, they are thinking we have become very beautiful. So these are all stated. Sutramayo hi viprate. A Brahman means having a 2 pies worth of thread. That's all. Thread. Simply to possess one thread, one becomes Brahman. Simply by changing the dress from white to saffron color, one becomes sannyasi. No, there are duties of sannyasis. Or the Brahman, or the Grihastha, Vanaprastha, there are duties. So in this way, Kali Yuga is polluted. Everything is contaminated, polluted. It is called the ocean of faults, because the life is meant for liberation. If one is not interested in liberation simply for sense gratification, that is conditional life. They do not know it. But here it is stated that Chita khalu asya bandhaya muktaye athana matam. The consciousness is the main principle, either for conditional life or for liberation. Consciousness. We are proposing Krishna consciousness movement means liberation. Liberation. What liberation? Liberation means to stop repetition of birth and death. They do not have idea that birth and death can be stopped. They think it cannot be stopped. More big scientists, they cannot stop. Bhagavan Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that you should keep in your front 4 different types of miserable condition. What is that? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. You may be very advanced in scientific knowledge, but where is the possibility of stopping these 4 principles of miserable condition of life? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Dukkha doshana darshanam. They are not interested. But when we can stop these 4 principles of miserable condition, namely, no more birth, no more death, no more disease, no more old age. That is called liberation. You can have it. Simply you have to clear your consciousness. You have to clear your consciousness. How to clear? Guneshu Satka Bandhaya. If you become conscious of these 3 material modes of nature, then it is for bondage. Ratava Pumsi Muktaya. And when your consciousness is Krishnized, simply think of Krishna, then it is liberation. Clear idea. So this Krishna consciousness movement is to keep the mind and consciousness always in Krishna. Pungsi. Pungsi means the Supreme Personality of God. He is a person. He is a male, not female. Pungsi. Purusha, not Stri. When Krishna was realized by Arjuna, he addressed him, Purusham, Shasat, Parabrahma, Paramdhama, Pavitram, Paramam, Bhava. Purusham, God is Purusha, not female. Purusha means enjoy, and Prakriti means enjoy. Everything is enjoyed by the Supreme Purusha. We are also Prakriti. That is also stated. We are not Purusha. This dress may be, that is Maya, illusion. Actually, we are Purusha and Prakriti mean, here the so-called woman is also Purusha. Purusha means enjoy. The woman, they are also thinking how to enjoy. And man is also thinking how to enjoy. Therefore, imitation, Purusha, but actually that Prakriti. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, aparayam itastu vidhi me prakritim para. The living entities, they are Prakriti. And they are trying to be Purusha, enjoy. This is material world. Therefore they are attached to the three gunas. Because they want to enjoy this material. Artificially trying to become Purusha. Purusha means enjoy. As such, they are attached to this material world. And material world means guna, three guna. And according to attachment, they are getting different types of bodies. That is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Karanam gunasanga asya sadasat janma janisha. Why there are different types of bodies? Why one living entity is dog and why one living entity is first class, Brahmana? Because karanam gunasanga asya, one who has got a learned Brahmin's body, that means he has associated with the modes of nature, goodness, sattva, samo, dhamma, titikha. This is elevation. If one is in the modes of goodness, then he can understand gradually what is God, what is Krishna. Otherwise, in the modes of passion and ignorance, nobody can understand what is God. Not only that, even from material prosperity, if one is situated in the modes of goodness, then he can be elevated to the higher planetary system. Sargalok, Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok, Brahmalok, Sattalok. Urdham gachanti sattasva. So these are needed. But anyway, even if you go to the Brahmaloka, that is not also perfection. Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartinam. There is no benefit, because there also the four principles of miserable condition, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, they are there. Even in the Brahmaloka, Brahma also dies. Brahma also takes birth. You know it. Brahma, he also took birth from the lotus flower, generated from the navel of Vishnu. So there was birth. And when Brahma will die, whole material cosmic manifestation will be finished. So he has also birth and death, and old age and disease. And the small ant or insect, it has also the same disease, old age, birth and death. So one has to become free from this bondage.